Are calling the meeting to order for the Greater Pharr Chamber of Commerce Board meeting. And we will go ahead and start off with roll call.
Mario Liscano,
Present.
Alex Rios,
Present.
Sonia Falcón,
Here.
Alma Caso, Johnny Rodriguez,
Here.
Lisanne McAlpine,
Present.
Ernesto Sepúlveda,
Present.
Jose Delgado, Dr. Annabelle Palomo,
Present.
Laura Warren. Those that are not in attendance today did advise that they weren't able to make the board meeting today.
Okay, thank you so much. With that, we have established quorum. We're going to ask for a motion to excuse any absent board member.
So move.
There's a motion by Mr. Rios. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Rodriguez to excuse absent board members. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Quorum has been established and board members that are absent are excused. Next, we will go on to organizational business, and we'll start off with the approval of minutes. We were provided with the minutes prior to this meeting, December 6, 2022, for our regular called meeting, since that we did not have a meeting in January. Does anybody have any questions or any concerns on the minutes?
No, sir.
If none, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
Make a motion.
There was a motion by Ms. Falcón and a second by Mr. Rodriguez. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Minutes have been passed. Next, we'll have the treasurer's report on account summary, period ending January 31st of this year.
Okay, I'm gonna defer to Marcela. We had a conversation about some of the items, and so she's gonna give an explanation because I won't be treasurer forever, so you need to learn how to do this more. So go ahead and talk about what you were sharing.
Right, so if you see on the balance sheet, we do have a negative claim on cash on our assets. That claim on cash that is reflected pertains to the chamber's insurance fees and some of our credit card expenses that were paid with the city's pooled cash account. Now, the city's accounting department is going to clear that so that it's shown as a liability. So that was just pretty much just a timely error, and they're gonna clear that so that it can be reflected as a liability on our balance sheet. And that's it. That's the only discrepancy there.
There was the item on the 990.
Yes.
Okay.
So our Form 990 for our tax return has been filed. I just wanted to update the board on that.
That's real important,
Mhm.
right? We need to know. So you need to put it on the minutes that she presented it and that it was filed.
Marcelo, a quick question.
Yes.
On the income statement, we're only showing one line item for $1,500 for the current period. Is that correct?
$1,500 for revenue?
The income statement on expenses, there's nothing on there except the $1,500 line item for the current period.
On our budget report.
Period activity,
Uh-huh.
there's only $1,500 on there. I'm assuming that's for the month.
Sponsorship.
That's all we did for last month,
The 15,000 in membership?
1,500.
On our revenue.
1,500, yeah.
Let me see.
I think it's on the last, maybe the second.
Our
to
fiscal
last.
activity, correct?
Page 1 of 3.
Yeah. The 1,500.
Yeah, that column has nothing on there except an expense for $1,500. I'm assuming that's incorrect.
What he's saying is under period activity, if you look down, it all says
Mhm.
0 except for the 1,500. So they
Sponsorships.
haven't reconciled or put in
It
any
has
of the
not been
other
reconciled.
expenses.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because if you look, it has for fiscal year October. So this is I don't know if they cleaned it. We need to talk to Carla about that.
Yeah,
it was
because
a
we're looking,
year-end.
so since period activity, since it's not our account, our accounts are not reconciled until the 15th, 16th, the 2 weeks after the beginning of the
Yeah.
month. This is reflecting last month,
Last year.
pretty much. So they are not, these are not the most recent numbers as of today.
Yeah, because if you look, it says period ending 2/28/23, and we haven't ended.
Correct. And so we can look, the most recent information is under fiscal activity.
So the fiscal activity is year to date,
Mhm.
and the period activity is what?
It would be considered the month to month.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's,
However, it's not accurate as
What-
of
yeah, what
today
she's-
because
Yeah, what she's saying is they don't, accounting doesn't reconcile until the 15th of the month. So you're not gonna see anything on there because nothing's been reconciled.
correct. So we won't really pay attention to period activity.
This period activity will come, yeah, exactly.
It will
Mhm.
come next month.
so we're looking at the period activity for December or January?
For January,
So,
that would be the most recent.
so my question still stands. That's all we did in January? We had no income come in January? We had no
It
expenses?
hasn't been reconciled for January until the 15th
Of February.
So then we're looking at December.
This should have been, I don't know that they had reconciled. You probably want to bring somebody from accounting
We need,
to
yeah,
explain it.
I
to
do
them.
believe that they were short-staffed, and so they're
The reason I'm asking
Can-
is because I would say it would be prudent for us to see what's happening on a month-to-month basis. And obviously, that column is misleading.
yeah, I understand that. I can provide something, a report that
So
is
we
month
should-
to month,
Yeah, we should include that.
instead of the fiscal activity, which is
I think we should see both.
all year. Sure, I can do
Thank you,
that.
Ms.
But that would require that accounting, except that we want the reconciliation done before this meeting, and that may not happen. But let them come in next month and explain it, put them on the agenda. That way he has clear.
Could we see the previous month reconciled?
At the very least, I would assume that we would see the previous month.
We can
Previous
ask
month it
them,
is
we can ask them
reconciled.
for
It
it.
just
Mhm.
doesn't.
I'll
look
request it and see what we can do.
correct.
Mhm.
The explanation for me would be, that's December. So, oh, okay,
Exactly.
understood.
But
But it-
nothing there says that it is. so.
Right, and not only that, but there's just one line item for $1,500, so I would assume that's incorrect for a whole month,
Mhm.
regardless.
They
Thank
they gave you the current month that doesn't show December.
Right.
It's not the past month, because the one for December would have all the period activity also. But they didn't give you that. They gave you the month that hasn't been reconciled, which is
Yeah, this
January.
is what we're able to get on off of the system.
Oh, I think you need to put them on the agenda so they can come and explain, so we have an idea of how they're looking at it and how we're looking at it.
Sure.
And the two will meet.
Thank you, Marcelo.
Any other questions?
Any questions? And no questions, we will go ahead and again and ask for someone from accounting, from city to please, attend the next, meeting that we have. And I want to thank Ms. Sonia for always making sure that, she provides that communication with the city. And, that way we can make sure exactly know where we're at. Any further questions? Any questions from anyone else on the report? If no questions, do I hear a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I make a motion to approve report as presented.
There is a motion by Mr. Rios to approve the treasury report. Is there a second?
A second.
There's a second by Dr. Palomo to accept the treasurer's report. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Treasurer's report has been accepted. Next, we will go on to activities, announcements, and we'll start off with our president administrative report.
All right, board, we're going to go ahead and get started with our memberships report that will be provided by Ms. Eloina Gonzalez, our membership manager.
Good afternoon, board. Our total memberships report as of February 2023 is 105 active members. Out of those 105 active members, 76 are new that have never been part of the chamber before. We did have 11 incoming members as of February and a total of 29 renewals. We are being consistent by maintaining our goal of 8 to 10 new members each month, which we've been doing. And I do also want to highlight that we do have a total of 26 corporate members as of this year in comparison to last year that we had 13. I'd like to welcome our new incoming members as well as our renewed members and invite the community to visit and support local. Our silver new members are ATX Auctions, Starbucks, CSLAP, All Star Nutrition, First Position Dance Studio, and Remake Beauty Studio. I would also like to welcome and invite the community to go out to Seven Brew. We just had the ribbon cutting ceremony yesterday. Sport Clips Haircuts, and Las Marias Tamales. And I'd also like to welcome our corporate members, South Texas Health System, Security First Credit Union, H&H Farms, Pistocachi Gym, Calacas Tacos and Beer, PNC Bank, and Summit Signature Properties. We would also like to welcome back our members that were part of the chamber last year, our corporate member Rivermart, Pharr Housing Authority, and our gold members Edith's Mexican Buffet, and our silver members Kids College Learning Center, Fox Pest Control, and Food Bank of the Rio Grande Valley. So businesses have been inquiring memberships at the chamber, and which speaks positively. We are trying very hard to increase our number. We are the 3-digit number, and we are going to continue moving forward with connecting with the community and doing our best to give back and make sure that they get the enough promotion from the chamber. Do you have any questions?
And we didn't have any new ones in January.
For January, yes, we did. We had 7 new members for the month of January.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I miss it? Where are they listed? Did I miss?
So it's in the second page, new members for 2023 and 2024.
Okay. And when you all do the memberships, you collect the checks at the same time, or are they billed? How is the collection happening?
So we do collect the membership form, and then we add them to the list once we receive the checks. We do have 8 pending that are going to renew with us. We're just awaiting for them to fill the payment for us to add them to our list.
Wonderful. So Idolina, once you put them here, is that you've received the check?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Quick question. I'm assuming that all our members, the 65 that we have, they're all paying members. There's no trade or anything like that?
No. Okay.
Well, that was 65 in 2022. Okay.
So we have a total of 105.
105.
Mhm. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, Lumina.
Great job. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Eloina. Now we're going to move on to our current projects and initiatives. We're going to start with an update on our social media. That's something that we've been trying to push for the beginning of this year and the end of last year as well. We really want to grow our numbers because that means that we get in front of a bigger audience. And if we grow, then we can offer better resources to our members. So we have had a positive increase in our reach in Facebook and Instagram. Now we're finally up to 1,000 followers on Instagram, which is great. We've reached the 4-digit mark. We've been trying to get it for a while now. We started last year with about 500, so we've worked our way up all the way to 1,000. Facebook page followers, we're almost at 5,000 followers, which is great as well. And as you can see, in the past month, we've had a positive increase of 155% on our Facebook page reach. So up to 31,000 people reached. And then for page visits, so people actually visiting our page, we went up to 1,800. So that was a 219% increase than the previous month. So this is on a month. This is the past 28 days. Any questions?
Marcelo, what do you think is driving that number?
I think it's our content. We are producing a lot of content. We implemented, every Monday we do our Monday member spotlight, and then we have Flashback Fridays where we promote the events that we've had in the past, or we upload a different video recognizing or highlighting one of our members. And then we also have Welcome Wednesday. So that's when we welcome our newest member to our chamber. And so we post those graphics and we send them out and people interact with those graphics, and it keeps people coming back to our page to check on any new content or any updates that we have. Okay, moving on. I do want to give an update on the RGV days at the Capitol. We are joining the RGV partnership in this region-wide effort to, bring the region to the Capitol, to Austin, and provide initiatives, talk to legislators so that they can see that the region, we're one as a region, and that we matter down here in South Texas. We are joining, like I said, it's a collaboration with most of the chambers here in the region. And we're going to have Dr. Palomo and Ms. Laura Warren from our board attend this this trip, right? We're going to be attending for the 88th legislative session. This is going to be February 21st to the 23rd.
Y'all have meetings planned already with legislators or?
Yes, we do. I can provide an agenda if you'd like. Mhm. All right, moving on to another initiative that we're doing. For this initiative, we're collaborating with the city of the Office of Communications for the city of Pharr. This is an initiative that in which we're trying to inform and we're trying to educate the public on the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. These goals were launched by the United Nations in 2015, and the goal of these the objective of these sustainable goals is to meet the urgent environmental, social, political, and economic challenges of our world today. These goals, or the main goal, is to reach to cover most of these within our operations in business and just regular daily life operations by 2030. So we want to highlight, especially our businesses here in the city and our members, we want to highlight what they're doing to fulfill these sustainable development goals. Now, a lot of our businesses are already practicing a lot of, or they're doing practices, or they're implementing things within their strategic plans that fall within these sustainable development goals. So we want to highlight that. For example, as you can see, number one, sustainable development goal number one is no poverty. If a business, let's say in the food sector, is trying to produce healthier meals for a lower price for lower income population, then that's already contributing to the no poverty sustainable development goal. So we want to highlight that. In a different sector, let's say number three, good health and well-being. If a business, maybe in the insurance sector, is providing microinsurance for smaller businesses or lower income, I'm sorry, this is still pertaining to no poverty, lower income population, then that again contributes to no poverty. Moving on to number three, the good health and well-being. If a business is conducting routine security analysis or upgrading their equipment, they're promoting good health and well-being of their employees. And so businesses that are already doing that, we want to highlight them and, let the community know that they are following the sustainable development goals, and they're contributing to this campaign. It's a worldwide campaign. So like I said, we're going to do some videos to highlight these businesses, and we're going to focus a bit on our members. And that will be it for our current projects and initiatives. I'm going to move on to our upcoming events, but first I'm going to share a bit of the past upcoming events that we had. The past events that we had in January. We had quite a few ribbon cuttings. We had the Starbucks coffee ribbon cutting ceremony. This was January 14th. It was the new one on Nolana. We also had a ribbon cutting for Las Marias Tamales. This is here on South Jackson, January 12th. We hosted the New Year's Hub Market. This is our monthly market. That was January 14th. We also attended the Cultural Corridor Initiative event in Reynosa. This is an event that was being hosted by the Commissioner of Culture and Arts from Texas. They want to bring back, the history and the culture that unites us with Mexico. We also hosted a ribbon cutting for Calacas Tacos and Beer. This is on North Cage. That was hosted on January 16th. We had a 1 year, no, it wasn't a 1 year anniversary, an anniversary ribbon cutting for Clark Knapp Honda. They are here located right off of Sugar, pretty much our neighbors. They've been open for a while, and they're, big supporters here of the city. We attended the State of the City event for the city of Pharr. This was January 19th. We also hosted the first worship night out event here in the city of Pharr. This was with great help from our board member, Mr. Alex Rios. We had about 300 people in attendance. Like I said, it's the first time that we host something like this. It was a big success. We had about 5 bands perform from 5 different churches. And we had about 37 local vendors as well as a car show. So it was a big success. Hopefully we can do it again, maybe once a quarter.
So was the chamber responsible for that, or
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
did we vote on that? I don't remember.
On the events committee meeting that we had,
The
we
events
spoke
committee,
about it.
okay,
Yeah.
Because I
putting it
think
on
we
there.
need to bring that, whatever we speak about in the events committee, then bring it to the board, right? So it doesn't like, when do we do that, right?
Mhm.
And so if that's going to become a staple in what we do, then we need to make sure that we're keeping track of what we do want to keep doing, because it'll take away from the main event when you're trying to do too many, right?
Right. And this, in our past special events committee meeting, we did provide a report that I'm going to send out to everyone on
Do you
how the
have
event turned
a
out.
recap of how we did financially on that?
Yes. I don't
What-
have the numbers right in front of me right now,
Okay.
but I'll provide them.
But that's what I'm talking about,
Mhm.
is that when you present a project, you should present a proposal or a budget, right? And then what you think you're going to do. And then once the project happens, is did we meet that budget, right? And so
Yes.
we need to see that, and you can't just do it and say we did it. We need to know, were we financially responsible for it,
Mhm.
since it's us, right? So then it's on us. And so how much money, did we make any money on that, or?
So since this was the first event, we tried to do it so that it was at no expense to the chamber. So we did get a lot of help from Mr. Alex Rios, so that we wouldn't have to incur an expense, because this was the first one. So of course, now moving forward, I will provide a full report, and we can see if we want to move forward with having this event and seeing where there could be some revenue opportunities. We did have our market, right? We had our 37 vendors. So this was a market that we implemented to this event. So we did have, we implemented vendors fees. So we received some revenue from that. But it was just like our regular
The
monthly
revenue didn't
market.
come from this worship night out. It came from the vendors. So it was kind of an add-on.
Right.
That's
To
what drew the
create-
Because it was the
people. That's-
first one.
Create more
okay,
people
so-
to come to the
correct.
vending.
So
Okay.
Right.
the idea here was to bring the churches with 200-300 congregation members. It was important because that's what's going to draw your crowd. So we brought in 4 or 5 different churches to bring them to our market. We already have our market days there. So yes, it was an addition, but it drew a big crowd. Now, from listening to Marcela, there wasn't a whole lot of sellouts on the vendors. So I like to revisit this on our events committee to see how can we help vendors sell, because it que sirve tener, 300 people and they didn't sell much.
Exactly.
But again, here we go back to the what she's saying is we incurred all the cost. We were able to get sponsors for the stage and the generator and all those types of things so that the chamber didn't incur any cost. It would just be for her to charge the vendors, which I think is a very minimal fee, right? $75
30
or
$30.
$30. So you're not making much money there, but they also didn't sell a whole lot. And we didn't see, I don't know, did you get to see if they were selling a lot of items? I didn't get to
No.
see. I was so busy on the stage and
No,
with the sound.
we asked the vendors just to get some feedback because again, since this is the first time we're doing this event, we wanted to see how it was working out during the event. They did mention that unfortunately they weren't selling a lot. Most of the people seemed like they were there for the music and for the worship.
Mhm.
And so if we revisit this event and we want to have it again, it's definitely a point that we should consider for next time.
So about how much in kind do you think we've received?
About $1,500.
Yeah, to 2,000. Mhm.
Are all the churches there? Were they members of the chamber?
No. Mm-mm.
Did they join?
They have not joined yet.
None of them were
Mm-mm.
approached. I mean, these guys are not there selling memberships at this thing.
No, but I'm saying
So,
now that it's
these are all churches that
passed.
I spoke to personally
Right.
myself.
They're from Pharr.
Friends of mine from Pharr, McAllen, West Laco, they residents in Pharr. They just wanted to come and serve. They provided over $80,000 worth of equipment, sound equipment, everything wireless, everything was, and the churches provided all that for us in kind. So there was a lot of stuff that they did for us to put on that concert type event. However, again, we need to revisit that because we want to benefit the market. That's really what we're trying to do here.
I just feel, I'm also grateful there was a lot of people from a lot of different areas that did come down to downtown Farm. And I think that it's in a plus in itself is that I did hear from other people. I was out of town and I know that there were some people from not out of this area. And that's good that we continue to move that synergy because that's where the movement is here in the city of Far, which is downtown. So
And it does exactly what you were asking earlier. This is an event that drew, you heard it, 300 people on a Saturday night,
Mhm.
downtown Far. They had over 180 cars of a car show there. All those cars had to have eaten here, gassed up here, bought a beer here, something here in Far. So you created an economic impact within this event. So our vendors didn't get maybe the gravy, as you say, but the city did benefit from this event. And not only that, every time it was mentioned, the Greater Chamber of Commerce did this event. There wasn't a city event. So that was something also that can catapult to our future events to where we are telling people that the chamber is the one that's doing this with a lot of the assistance of the city, which they do help a lot. The city allowed us to use their stage, which again, you see the stage there. It looked like a full concert, but it drew tons of people, which was essentially what we want to do as a chamber is bring those events like Fiesta Edinburgh, like those events that you were talking about, where they're drawing 300-400 people in one sitting. And this was planned we did it in less than 2 months.
Mhm.
So we could do this. It's just, I'll tell you what, these girls and I spent about 12 hours, 13 hours that day there. So this board needs to be there to see what we're doing. If you guys want to understand how these events can work and how we can touch with city officials of what works and what doesn't work. But I do encourage all the board to be there, because these events, that event, it was a really nice event, a lot of compliments, a lot of people. The downfall was, yeah, our vendors didn't sell a whole lot, but we can fix that. I think we can make it exciting for them. We could do it.
But based on that, you think vendors are going to want to come back if they experience like no?
No,
you think so?
definitely.
You think they'll
Yeah,
come
they,
back?
they would want to come back. It's just a matter of maybe implementing something else or trying to find a creative way to bring people that are not only there for a concert, but that also want to hang out and eat there and maybe shop around. So we have to market it maybe a bit different, but there should be ways of
What about
accomplishing more sales.
insurance? Who's responsible for that
Insurance for
event?
The
If somebody
event.
gets hurt there.
we had PD present, but we didn't have
But you're
insurance
saying
for
like the
that
public-
Yeah,
event.
are we
Also, we
covered?
weren't-
Are we covered?
We
We're covered?
we will
Are
be
we
in the
covered
future, but we
because with the city?
Yeah.
Okay. You got to think about those things.
Mhm.
Always confirm on paper with Annalie or Patricia, hey, we're going to execute this. It's not just our typical, little market that we're doing, but we're going to have this other event in case something happens. They were aware of it, right?
Mhm.
So, and did the city
next-
help you? Did Parks and Rec help you with?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay,
We
so see,
received
they
a lot
would,
of help
they,
from.
they would not hesitate to help us, right? That's pretty much what it
Right.
shows, right? So, it's not putting on them when we don't even know. And what they're showing
no.
us is that they're here to help.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Moving on, we also had an information session or sponsored by DHR Health. It was part of our wellness series, health and wellness series on ovarian cancer because it was Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. We hosted PSJA students. There were about a group of 15 girls, senior girls, and they implemented this into their health class. So they were able to come by and, listen to one of the nurses and ask questions. We had the ribbon cutting for Kids College Learning Center. This was a 14-year anniversary ribbon cutting. This was January 24th. Congratulations, Mr. Rios.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We also hosted a ribbon cutting ceremony for the 1-year anniversary for Remake Beauty Studio. This is a beauty studio located here in our plaza on Jackson and Ridge. And we had a corporate member monthly networking mixer, and for the past month was Radisson Hotel. So we hosted it at their location, and we had about probably 100 people there. Now we partnered up with the police department and our member Starbucks provided the coffee with a cup. So this is an opportunity for the community to come out and ask our police enforcement any questions that they have regarding the community or how everything works. We hosted our 5th annual Winter Texan Appreciation Golf Tournament this past Friday. We had over 100 golfers in attendance. This was mostly for Winter Texans, but we did have a few non-Winter Texans join. They didn't play to compete, but they were there to support. We had our title sponsor, which was Summit Signature Properties, our whole sponsor, McCoy's, and then our in-kind food sponsor was Stefano's Pizzeria.
How many people played? Do you know?
About 100. We had 34 teams. And just yesterday, we hosted the ribbon cutting for 7 Brew drive-through coffee. Like I said, this was yesterday. This is a really fun business. All right, so we can move on to our upcoming events. We have one ribbon cutting scheduled for ATX Auctions. This is going to be February 24th, 2023 at 11:30 a.m. We also are hosting.
What do they do, this ATX auction?
So what they do is they have, I guess, unclaimed packages from Amazon and other companies, and they auction them off for a lower price.
You'll find good stuff there.
Mhm.
Really? And is it every day or?
No, they have days out of the week, and so they can provide a schedule,
They'll do
which
it
we
like
can
2
send
times a
out.
month or 3 times a month, I think.
Well, you need to.
And they
send out
have
the schedule.
really, they have large ticket items and
Thing is,
smaller.
we don't know, right?
Yeah.
You don't ask, you don't know. But how did they approach us? How did they come to us?
They reached out to us because they were going to have their grand opening and they wanted us to be a part of it. So yeah, we talked to them and now we already set a date. I believe it's one of the first ones here in the city of Pharr, because there's another auctions company that does something similar in McAllen, but it's the first one here in Pharr. Mhm. We'll also be hosting a market with Fazoli's. They're one of our members. They're celebrating National Strawberry Day. So that's going to be February 25th. It's going to be at their location. And so we're going to give a few of our vendors the opportunity to set up there and sell their items. We're also going to have our monthly markets, the Hub Market on March 11th. This is going to be our spring market.
For the Fazoli's, did you say it's at their location?
Their location,
So
yes.
it's in the parking lot that
Their
they're.
parking lot.
Got it.
Mhm, they're closing down. So it is, like I said, it's the National Strawberry Day. So they have a big sale for, because they're the only ones that can sell the Cheesecake Factory cheesecake. So they're buy one, get one free for their
Wow,
strawberry
really?
cheesecake.
There?
There at their location.
That doesn't say that. That's
Yeah.
important information.
So I think we have to.
Yeah. If you
It
say
is in that little.
It's in there.
Connoisseur,
It's there,
that's
but we're putting it in
valuable.
very small letters so we
You're
can
gonna
go.
have a line.
So we
so
can go.
long.
I suggest that we
If you
do
put
that.
that
what
on there,
Sonia's
you're gonna
saying,
have chaos.
right where the bottom
Yeah,
is,
we
make
just
that
added-
Cheesecake Factory.
We just updated the flyer. Actually, we added the Cheesecake Factory logo, and it does say there, but we just need to make it a bit bigger.
Yeah.
What does it
And
say?
that little
Make
cheesecake.
them, make them work.
In the
Buy one,
cheesecake
Make them work for that
slice.
cheesecake.
Where does it say buy one, get one?
In the cheesecake slice, right under the cheesecake slice.
On the red ribbon.
It's just a very
yeah, I
small
see it.
image,
No, I
but
think
you
it should
can
be
see it
bigger.
when
And
the
te presto mis
when
dentes
the
then.
image is there.
That is neat.
Mhm.
It's bad I can't eat too much cheesecake.
You're only gonna have the strawberry one, right?
They also have chocolate and other ones, but the buy one get one free is the strawberry for National Strawberry Day. Mhm. We will also be hosting our monthly networking mixer for a corporate member Coldwell Banker Commercial on February 28th, 2023. And we will be working, let me get to my next slide. We will be working on the Holy Festival, Pharr Festival of Colors. This would be the second annual Holy Festival of Colors. We did it last year. This is an Indian celebration, the welcoming of spring and the ending of winter. This is going to be March 4th. And we're also working on the Miss Pharr Scholarship Pageant on March 25th. It will be on March 25th. So right now we're working on recruitment of the girls. Entry fee is $150, and it's open to 4 categories. So we have the Miss Pharr category from 18 to 21 years old. We also have the Miss Pharr teen from 16, 17, and then junior teen 13 to 14, and then the little ones, the preteens from 10 to 12. Now, if anybody is interested in registering, they can go on our website, greaterpharrchamber.com, and the sign up form is right on our landing page.
Could we present this maybe under public comment at our school board meeting here for PSGA?
Yes,
Maybe-
definitely.
Maybe just show up on public comment and share this flyer to the board and just
Good
announce
idea.
announce it to everybody. Guys, we're gonna have this for the city of Pharr.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miss
Or Miss
Pharr
Pharr.
Scholarship
Yeah,
Pageant.
we have a meeting in the next 2 weeks. I can show up and whoever wants to join me, we can do public comment.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, listen.
That's the one you only judges at, right?
I wasn't a judge. We helped, but we were judges.
Do y'all have a flyer?
And that's it.
Because I have like 80 students from PSJ.
Oh yeah, we'll send out a flyer,
Maybe
or we'll
sign
provide
up,
a
poster.
bigger poster.
Oh, yeah, to
So that
display
we
outside
can-
your business.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we finalized this a few days ago. So now we're starting to push it, and we want to go recruit to schools and send it out. That's gonna be it. Any questions, comments?
I do want to share a story that involves the city of Pharr or Pharr schools. I serve on the board for Vamos, which is a non-for-profit that we give away 4-year scholarships. And we had a young lady from Pharr. She attended Vanguard Academy. She received our scholarship and went to UTRGV for majoring in accounting. She graduated and started looking for a job immediately. She applied for Ernst & Young, which is a national accounting firm in San Antonio. When she got there, she was talking to the other people who were applying, and they had graduated from Harvard, Yale, UT Austin, these big schools, right? And so she felt a little bit, defeated, but when she interviewed, she nailed her interview, right? And when they called her to make her an offer, she asked the recruiter, there were kids there from Ivy League schools, big schools. I went to UTRGV. I come from a small town. Why did you pick me? And the recruiter said, because we know kids from the Valley, kids from UTRGV, they work harder. And they don't have a sense of entitlement like some of these kids from the Ivy League schools do. They're there to work. And so I think that's a big plus on the Valley, on Pharr, on Vanguard, on UTRGV, that we create these students, right, and that they succeed. So hopefully we can get Ernst & Young to come down to the.
And keep
Official
recruiting.
call,
Keep
call
recruiting.
to action.
Yeah,
That was a neat story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Pretty cool. Thanks
she
for sharing.
graduated in 3.5 years. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, I kind of just want to
Yes,
say
proceed.
that I've been noticing more ribbon cuttings, more events. So congratulations, all three of y'all, for all the work you do, and just keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I've
Thank
been
you.
noticing more ribbon cutting. So
Yeah.
obviously, y'all are rolling up your sleeve and doing something. So good job.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
job.
you so much. And
Keep it up.
I want to make sure that we thank our board members because everybody has different things that they are helping us out with. And everybody is bringing something towards the table. Those that are serving on our events committee is our strongest committee. And that's the one that has a lot of commitment that they do extra from our board meetings. So just so people are made aware of it. And also Ms. Falcon, who helps us a lot with accounting. Those are things that we do that are helpful for our board because they keep us functioning. And, those that are able to go to ribbon cuttings can do so. And if not, they're sending somebody. So, this is definitely a group effort. And I think that we do need and are going to be getting better. And it's something that it feels great when the events, like Johnny said, you're seeing more and more of, and you see the involvement out there. So.
When, Annalie, I'm sorry, what is the evaluation period for Marcela and Idolina?
All the employees, they have their initial probation is 6 months, so there should be an evaluation then, and then every year. For many years, they haven't been any evaluations. Now that I'm serving city manager, it's Friday, and I said all their directors will have an evaluation. So we're finishing up already the evaluations, and hopefully by next week, all directors from Marcela will have one done. But with Marcela, it's a little different, because I know I had mentioned to you guys that I wanted to be part of the board.
Mhm.
She reports directly to you guys, and although I have to do the official document, I want to be part from you guys. So I might, it's a very lengthy evaluation. I'll be over HR to see how I can condense it and print it, or send you guys a link so you guys can get your feedback, and that can be incorporated in the official evaluation. And then Luina's, that one falls on Marcela, and it's also same thing, in her initial probation 6 months, and then after that, it could be
Have you already had your evaluation? Your 6 month? Have you been here 6 months? I don't know. Yes, yes. And you did the evaluation already?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Excellent. Any other questions? Any other concerns? If none, do I hear a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
There's a motion by Mr. Rios and second by Mr. Rodriguez to adjourn this meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Meeting is adjourned at 12:52 PM.
All right.